did like using jewelry for the armor pieces.
It's really nice.
Also, it was really funny. He had like the frame. That was his diploma in there when he was like showing pictures of the diorama.
Yeah.
I said I didn't see the Gundams because I wasn't this direct. I wasn't reading them.
Gundams are beautiful.
Yeah, we are.
These look so cool. Not even a Naruto fan.
You were here years before?
Yeah.
You was?
Oh, that thing's come out yet.
And the Goron, it looks pretty good.
That Diaboramon is insane. It's like one of my favorite anime movies of all time. Fucking Hedgehog movie. So good. Go up. So good. So good. What did you do?
Well, that's awesome. Yeah.
I'll make us too. This is an SD figure where it's look at that. Look at that. I like the Minato one. I don't like Naruto's face, but the same
Just scream.
Okay!
Do you like what the DBC guys do?
Alright, we'll go this way. You're off. How's it going? Welcome to thank you for coming out to Gundam World Cup 117 at New York Comic Con. And if you are familiar with the Gundam World Cup, it is a worldwide competition. Finals held every year. Today, you are the last one to overall. Now, we have 5 prizes to start today, and we're going to start with the manual prize of our best guy. First, we selected Scott. It was very well done. And our prize is, it goes to Jim Visits New York by Harry Dodd.
There's Harry. There he is. Oh, yeah.
Open up. Even closer. Next up, this is the Bluefin Award.
What's going on? How you doing?
The award goes to Effort Knock by Kyle Page.
Yes!
Well done, well done. I was not going to try and pronounce the full name. Hey, can you stay up here? Thank you.
Run away.
For third place, this goes to Revenge, Raymond Lee. Next up is our second place winner. This goes to CUC, Northern Leaders. First place goes to Sorcerer, Jimming Gao. birthday. Congrats, man. Well done. Everybody give a round of applause for your GBWC winner.
I'd like to have all the winners please sit up here. We'll take some photos of you guys. So stick around.
So I am finally back home from New York Comic-Con. Had an amazing time. Spent the whole weekend with Ed and some of his friends. We all got a hotel together and stayed. And they went to Comic-Con all 3 days. I went to Comic-Con Saturday for GBWC and just sort of wandered around and did touristy New York stuff Friday and Sunday, but overall had an awesome time. Didn't come home with a GBWC win, but that's okay. I didn't really expect one because this was kind of a Plan B GBWC entry for me since I didn't have enough time to finish my 1/60th scale Wing Gundam diorama, but that'll be next year, so hopefully I can take home a medal next year. But this is going to be my haul video, just showing off some of the stuff I picked up, starting off with my little GBWC participation trophy pin. We didn't get these last year, but we did get them this year, so a nice little shiny pin there. GBWC 2017 build member, so that's always good to have in a fancy little box. Got my little display card here, HY2M Goof entry number 39. I'm terrible at coming up with titles for my entries. I mean, it's not really a diorama, so I don't really know what to call it besides just HY2M Goof. Anyway, stuff that I bought, or not bought, but I'm going to start out with some of the freebies I got. Just a little Dragon Ball comic. Here it's like the first volume of Dragon Ball. On the flip side, it's the first chapter of Dragon Ball Super. Let's see, they were giving out these at the Bandai Shokugan booth. It's got Gundam and Dragon Ball stuff. This is like candy toys and Gashapon and things like that. Got a lot of these Dragon Ball figures, Gundam Converge, the little Gashapon FWSD Gundam Neo, not really sure what that is. These little Gundam mini kits, the machine heads, some more Sailor Moon stuff. So, Universal Unit, things like that. Figurized standard pamphlets, got Super Saiyan Goku Blue on the front, showing off, excuse me, all the features of the model kit line and some of the kits that they've released so far. Next up, I believe, is Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta, followed by Broly. Let's see, oh yeah, on the back it's got Figurized mechanics and the ad for these little tiny Dragon Ball Mecha Collection kits. Let's see, they had a lot of Pacific Rim stuff there. Pacific Rim's okay for me. I know a lot of people really like it, but I'm not really too big into Pacific Rim. But I did pick up this old pamphlet showing off all the new robot Damashis. And this is what a Soul of Chogokin Gypsy Danger. Got a free sticker. This is the Bandai Hobby pamphlet. This is the thickest pamphlet I got. This got perfect grade. Actually, no, I think it has real grade unicorn on the front, and then high resolution Wing Zero. Kind of the same as last year's pamphlet, showing off the basics of Gunpla and what it is, showing off the different grades and scales, the evolution of Gunpla, and then showing the history of Gundam. And then they start off showing us all the different, basically the newest stuff. Got page for IBO Season 1, IBO Season 2, Build Fighters, see, Build Fighters Try, a lot of Petit guys, Gundam The Origin, Gundam Thunderbolt. Let's see, this is some of the newer stuff, Battlelog, Twilight Axis, Gunpla Evolution Project, then a whole lot of HGUC kits, high resolution model Wing Zero, Double Zeta Verka, Reborn Hama Hama. Bunch of master grades, bunch of real grades, bunch of perfect grades, bunch of SDs. Actually, that's all EX standard. Here's BB Senshi, mega size, and then they end with an advertisement for GBWC showing off all the country winners from last year. So, nice little pamphlet there. And this actually didn't come from Bandai. This came from the Funimation booth. Ed picked me up one of these. This is a nice little mini poster for Iron-Blooded Orphans. So, because Funimation is going to be, although they didn't do the dub of Iron-Blooded Orphans, they are going to be the ones releasing it on DVD and Blu-ray here in the US. So, that came from the Funimation booth. And, whew, kind of out of breath. Yeah, that's all the freebies I got. Now onto the stuff I actually bought. This is actually a print, not a kit. This is from an artist called Ukiyo-e Heroes. It's actually pretty cool. You should check him out on Facebook. He takes like video game and anime characters and paints them in like can't even talk today. Traditional Japanese woodblock print style. So, oops. And I got his Sonic the Hedgehog print. Let's see if I can actually back up enough so you can see this. So, really cool. It's got Robotnik in this giant, almost steampunk looking machine. And it's got Tails and Sonic there looking much more realistic than they ought to be. And it's done on handmade paper, so that's really nice. Quality is awesome. Definitely going to get this framed. Signed by the artist there at the bottom. Really, really cool stuff. They had a lot of nice prints. They have a Metal Gear Solid print that's really cool, and a set of 3 Final Fantasy VI prints that I really want to get as well. So, stuff I got from the Bluefin booth. I got Figurized Standard Super Saiyan Vegeta. This is a kit that I actually had on pre-order. It came out, I think, in July. And I figured it'd probably be more fun just to buy this when I go to Comic-Con, because I'm not going to have the time to build it before then, because I'm going to be working on my GBWC projects. But I'm definitely interested in pretty much all of these Dragon Ball Figurized kits. This is just the first one that I've ended up buying, but definitely excited for this. I think I might mod him a little bit. I feel like he's got a little bit too much muscle definition. I kind of feel that way on all the Figurized Standard kits. That's just sort of the way they're built. They hide the seam lines between the muscles. So I feel like I'll just use a little bit of putty and sort of soften that muscle definition a bit. So I was planning to buy that at Comic-Con. Another thing that I did buy that I was not planning to get, but I just couldn't help myself, was the SH Figuarts Nappa. And this came out back during the summer. I think it came out in either July or August. It's a Tamashii web shop exclusive figure, and I didn't realize that at first. And I thought it was going to be a standard release, and I was waiting on pre-orders to pop up on Hobby Search or AmiAmi or Hobby Link Japan, and they never did. And then when I found out it was Tamashii web shop exclusive, it was too late. So I was pretty pissed off about that, but they did have it, and it was an expensive figure. It cost more than the next kit I bought, but I've already opened it up and played around with it. It's a really cool figure. I've been wanting a nice articulated figure of Nappa forever. They made one, I think Irwin made one back in the early 2000s, but only had like 6 or 7 points of articulation. It was a good looking figure, just not very posable. Anyway, the big kit that I really made sure that I wanted to buy at New York Comic Con was the Master Grade Double Zeta Verka, and I'm gonna have to move Goof's Heat Saber. So yeah, Double Zeta Verka. This is another one kind of like Vegeta, where I had it pre-ordered, and then I said, you know what, it'd be more fun just to buy it at Comic-Con, because then I can say I have a nice little souvenir from it. So this big guy, got a decent deal on him. costs more than what it's listed for at like Hobby Link Japan and Hobby Search, but I saved money on shipping because I didn't have to pay shipping. So all in all, I think I probably saved about $10 over buying this guy online. So yeah, that is actually the first set of stuff that I got at Comic-Con. And let me just clear all this stuff away and I'll show you guys some more stuff. And the last little bit of stuff that I brought home from New York is actually not stuff I got at Comic-Con, but stuff that I got from Ed. First one is this big guy right here. Ed had a 1:144 scale Deep Striker, and this is a third-party kit made by a Chinese company called Ace Model, I believe. And it's a few, maybe like 3, 4 years old, something like that. Not too awfully old. But he got it in like a bundle with a bunch of other Gunpla that he bought off of somebody. And according to him, he absolutely hated the kit because it's not a great kit by any means, but it's not terrible. Certainly not Bandai quality, but definitely not the worst third-party Chinese-made kit I've ever seen. But he didn't really care for it at all, and he said he was never ever going to get around to actually painting it. So he asked me if I wanted to paint it, and I said sure. I love Gundam Sentinel, and getting a 1:144 scale Deep Striker is a very hard and expensive process, so I definitely jumped at the opportunity to paint this guy up. It's going to need a lot of work. There's another little baggie of parts. The box was actually too big to fit in my suitcase for the return flight, so I just disassembled it and carried it in my carry-on bag in plastic bags. Here's the rest of the little propellant tanks and stuff, and it actually comes with the HGUCS Gundam torso and head and stuff, so I think that'll look a little bit better than the Chinese-made one, because I don't really care for these modified shoulders. Anyway, with some work and some TLC, I think this can be a really good-looking kit. So that'll be a project somewhere down the road. It's going to take a lot of work. There's a lot of seam lines on it, and the plastic quality isn't great, but it's not awful. So 1:144 scale Deep Striker, yeah, that'll be a real fun. Well, I don't know if fun is really the word, but that'll be an interesting build. I'll say that. The other one, also interesting and probably will actually be fun, is this. He found this at Image Anime, and this is a 1:72 scale Victory Gundam, so it's bigger than a Master Grade, but not as big as a Perfect Grade. And this is something I was very curious about because I've never built one before and I've always wanted to. This is a vinyl model kit. Now, this is made by B Club, a little B Club logo there. And it was made in, what's it say? I don't know. Don't know if it has a year on it or not. Maybe on the top. I don't know, probably about the time Victory Gundam came out, which was, I think, 1992, so early 90s. And vinyl kits, vinyl Gundam kits, there weren't very many made. I know they made several from War in the Pocket and a few from Victory. And vinyl kits are a lot different than plastic or resin. I mean, it's a type of plastic, but yeah, the parts are like this. They're all hollow, and it's like it's only got an opening at one end, and they're like vacuum formed into the mold or something. I'm not entirely sure about the process of creating a vinyl kit, but this is what the parts look like. They'll have like one open end, and then you'll have to trim all of this off and then do your cleanup, kind of like on a resin kit. It's like, here's the torso right here. The panel line scribing is actually pretty decent, a lot better than I was expecting. There is a review on, I can't remember the website, Is it Kotaku? No, it's not Kotaku. It's like some website. Just do a Google search for Zaku Kai vinyl kit, and there's a website out there that has a Zaku Kai 172 scale vinyl kit and did a really good review of it, and you'll get a better idea of what these vinyl kits are like. So I was really interested in trying a vinyl kit, so definitely looking forward to this. And this is actually a commission. I'm going to be painting this up and then sending it back to Ed, so we'll see how that goes. It does have a little bit of resin in it. These the weapons and some of the parts that go inside the binders are resin. So, and whew, that about does it for this New York Comic-Con haul video. I hope you enjoyed looking at all this stuff and seeing my videos I took at the con. It was a whole lot of fun. Definitely enjoyed hanging out with Ed and his friends all weekend. And looking forward to doing it again in the future. Don't know if it'll be New York Comic-Con or Otakon or some other con, I don't know. But definitely not the last time we do this. So that about does it for this video, and with that, I'll see you guys next time.